Good morning, children. I hope you are taking good care of yourself. This is your SST class and this is your SST teacher. In the last video module, we have talked about the chapter 7 fundamental rights and duties. I've explained you what are fundamental rights. Yes, these are the essential rights which the citizens are allowed by the government. Okay, in India we have 6 fundamental rights. Now we are going to go in detail about each right. The first one is right to equality. Okay, equality. As the name suggests, all the citizens are equal under the law. Okay, this means that men and women, no matter which religion, whether he is Hindu, whether he is Muslim, whether he is Sikh, or whatever caste they belong to, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, okay, they will be treated in the same way. See, for example, a Brahmin woman will be treated in the same way as a Muslim man if they break the law. Second one is right to freedom. The particular law allows the people of the country to censor the government and its policies. They can organize themselves, form associations, freedom of speech, okay, freedom of expression, okay. So they are allowed to organize themselves however they choose and carry out their daily lives in any way they seem fit, but they have a limit. Your right of freedom should not violate others' right. That you should take care. Okay. Then the third one is right against exploitation. Exploitation means to be misused. We often see that small kids are being told to work in places. Okay, poor people are exploited. So this fundamental right ensures that there is education for children and equal pay for equal work. A man and a woman are doing equal work, so they should be paid a equal payment. It's not that the man will get higher and the woman will get less pay. Okay, and all the children under the right to education, we have that all the children till the age of 14 should get education free of cost. Okay, then right to freedom of religion. As you know, our country is secular country. There are many religions, okay, and each religion has their own ideas, cultures, and everybody is free to do that. Muslims go to mosque, Christians go to church, Hindus go to temple, they celebrate Navratri, Christians celebrate Christmas, Easter. Okay, so everybody has their own freedom to follow whichever religion they want. Nobody can say that you are living in India, so you have to do only Hindu, you have to follow Hinduism, don't follow Christianity. No, everybody is free to do worship any religion, follow any religion. Okay, then the fifth one is cultural and educational right. This right is mainly for the minorities. Minority means like Muslims, Sikh, Christian people who are less in number, Jains, Parsis. Okay, so they mostly live in remote areas or have been downtrodden by the old fashioned society. So these tribes or castes who live in jungles or who are either segmented, so for them this cultural and educational right, so that they can follow their culture. Okay, then comes the sixth one, that is the last one, rights to constitutional remedies. If you feel that somebody has violated your right, or you have a threat to your life or property, or by anybody or any person or any organization, you can go to the court. You can appeal in the court of law for justice. Okay, so this comes under right to constitutional remedies. It is very important for the legal development of the citizens and the country. Okay, so for that, the right to constitutional remedies is included in the constitution to effect this change. If by government passes some laws, through which you are in danger, you can go and appeal in the court of law against the government also. Okay, so this is there again our constitution, in our fundamental rights, right to constitutional remedies. Read once more the book, children, so that you better understand it. Thank you. Stay safe and do your assignments.